from your local news leader. This is 13 News Daybreak.
It is 6 a.m. and we are just coming through high tide right now. These are live pictures from Larchmont in Norfolk and Ocean View. And as you can see, streets around Hampton Roads are covered in water. Good Thursday morning to you, everybody. I'm Vanessa Coria.
And I'm LaSalle Blanks. Just some of the problems we are waking up to on this morning after the big storm. Yep. We're also waking up to some school delays. Here's the updated list as we have it right now at 6 a.m. Poquoson City Schools and Northampton County, Virginia schools, they are operating on 2-hour delays this morning. And
Currituck County schools will be on a 3-hour delay today. Now you know you can plan accordingly. We're talking more about the weather this morning.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but the wind was just knocking the side of my walls and woke me up. I was trying to take a nap. Going to find out if the wind will continue to be a problem right now.
We're going back to you guys.
What a tough morning on the roads. Ashley, thank you very much. We'll keep watching that. We're also watching the flooding situation that's taking over some neighborhood roads this morning.
13 News reporter Carl Leimer is live in Ocean View, where folks see high water and they see it often. Carl, are we still seeing covered roadways this morning?
Hey, Vanessa, LaSalle, yeah, water still deep here. That's the latest live here in Norfolk. Carl Leimer, 13 News.
Thank you, Carl, for that live report. State police are warning drivers to look out for some slick spots this morning. Here's why. Yesterday, strong winds and heavy rains caused dozens of accidents in the Hampton Roads and Williamsburg area. We're told state police received nearly 400 calls for service yesterday. A driver is lucky to be alive after a tree falls on a car. It happened near Kempsville Road and Charlney Avenue in Norfolk. The driver was only slightly injured, but it took hours for crews to clear the tree off of that roadway out there.
In Virginia Beach, downed trees have knocked out power around the city. This tree fell on a power line along Pleasure House Road in Chicks Beach. Dominion crews are out there working hard to try to get everybody's power back on. Also in the beach, the wind left a tree dangling on power lines near Northampton Boulevard and Bayside Road last night. Take a look at this. This tree was the cause for thousands of power outages in Virginia Beach. At the height of the storm, 15,000 homes and businesses were without electricity, and some places are still in the dark right now. Let's continue to tell you about the power outage situation right now. About 1,800 customers in Virginia Beach are still without power. That number continues to drop. It just changed. We're on top of it for you. Crews are out there doing good jobs, and we'll keep track of the power outage situation for you throughout 13 News Daybreak.
Well, we just came through high tide. Are you seeing high water where you live?
Coming up on Daybreak this morning, we'll check out some of the other trouble spots as we wake up on this morning after the storm.
And check out the peak wind gusts from yesterday. A few of these were from some elevated areas, but we had some serious wind through the afternoon, and the winds were howling through the early part of the evening. I'll tell you what the winds are looking like right now when we come back. I'll also talk about the tide levels and show you some pretty amazing pictures. That's all right after the break.
And there's trouble on the roadways this morning. There's an accident on Interstate 64 right at Chesapeake Boulevard. Ashley is watching that situation for us. She's going to let us know how far backed up we are and give you some ideas for some alternates. Stick with us. You're watching 13 News Daybreak. Our toys and technology help us tell the story here at 13 News, and you've got some good stuff to show us.
Beyond even toys and technology, as you were terming it, we have viewers that are helping tell the story through Facebook, through Twitter. Your feedback really helps complete the picture. It's so vital. So let me show some pictures that were shared.
Do all those updates between now and then. Back to you guys.
All right, Ashley, thank you. Getting around this morning will be very tough in other places hit hard by the storm.
Up next on 13 News Daybreak, we're going to check in with 13 News chaser Jason Walsh. He's in Norfolk, and this is the flooding he's going to tell us more about. Where's this happening? Stick with us. You're watching 13 News Daybreak. 6:17 on your Thursday morning. Tidal flooding is becoming an issue for many of you this morning in parts of Norfolk.
Yeah, for example, take a look at what 13 News chaser Jason Walsh has to show us in Larchmont. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, I'm here on Richmond Crescent in the Morningside neighborhood.
Now, let's check back in with LaSalle and Vanessa.
Thank you, Ashley. We'll certainly be watching that situation and get the latest on that. But some other big stories coming up here on 13 News Daybreak. On your Thursday morning, we are getting a better picture of what sequestration will mean for sailors in Hampton Roads. find out if budget cuts will put a stop to the deployment of another Navy ship.
And the fate of the child who brought marijuana to elementary school so his father would stop smoking it. Was the child expelled? More local news coming up.
It is 6:25 on your Thursday morning, and because of budget cuts, the USS Kaufman may or may not be going on deployment. The Navy says the ship has been identified as one of 6 ships which may not deploy later this year. That decision stems from concerns about the military budget related to sequestration and the continuing resolution debate in Congress. However, the Navy tells 13 News no final decision has been reached. The Kaufman crew has been told to continue training and preparing as if it is going to deploy. We have an update on the Suffolk 5th grader who brought marijuana to school. It happened at Driver Elementary School last month. School administrators tell 13 News the child will not be expelled. Instead, he's being transferred to a middle school alternative program. The boy says he took the drugs out of his father's truck because he wanted his dad to stop smoking marijuana. His parents, were told, could appeal this decision.
A lot of people were talking about that on our Facebook page.
Yes, they were.
6:26 up next on Daybreak at 6:30. Weather worries on this morning after the storm. Craig will let us know what he's tracking before you head outside.
And our crews are outside, keeping a close eye on what we're waking up to. High water on many streets out there. We'll have live reports for you straight ahead.
And big breaking traffic news. It is a mess on 64 westbound in Norfolk this morning. Wait until you see some of the other pictures we have to show you. Slow going on this Thursday. We'll keep you updated and informed.
From your local news leader, this is 13 News Daybreak.
Good morning, everybody. You are looking at the weather situation we are waking up to right now. 6:30 on this morning after the storm. We have flooding in some neighborhoods.
Yeah, these are live pictures from both Larchmont in Norfolk and Ocean View. We're going to hear from reporters out on the scene where those waters are covering roadways. I'm Vanessa, Coria. We're so glad you're waking up with us this morning.
And I'm LaSalle Blanks. We have some school delays to get to right now.
So let's start with these. Poquoson City Schools and Northampton County, Virginia schools are running on 2-hour delays this morning. Also, the College of the Albemarle in Dare County, we just got this one in. It is also running on a 2-hour delay.
Running on a 3-hour delay today, Currituck County Public Schools down in North Carolina. Okay, now let's take you right over to the Weather Lab and set you up for what is happening right now, what we can expect later in the day.
Here's meteorologist Craig Moeller with that info.
The first thing I want to tell you guys right out of the gates is that things are looking better for us.
For up-to-date information, go on over to Twitter. Follow me at 13 Traffic. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ashley. We continue our weather coverage at a place very familiar with flooding.
We're talking about the Hague here in Norfolk. You can take a look at what it looks like right now from our sky view. That's a look from above. Now let's take it down to ground level because 13 News anchor Sandra Parker is outside for us, checking on conditions out there. What are neighbors waking up to, Sandra?
Well, they're waking up to some flooding.
Other news for you right now. 2 boaters are missing in the Atlantic. The Coast Guard will continue the search for them this morning. The fishing vessel Seafarer became disabled and was being towed by another vessel, but the tow line broke and the boat disappeared from view about 15 miles off of Assateague up on the eastern shore. The Coast Guard did rescue 1 man from a life raft, but 2 others are still missing right now.
While we've been dealing with floodwaters, other folks are buried under snow. Take a look at your screens. Gusting winds and heavy wet snow brought down the canopy over a gas pumps at a filling station in Henrico County yesterday. Thankfully, no one was in that minivan you saw under the canopy at the time of that collapse.
6:36 up next on Daybreak. We'll take you out to another neighborhood waking up to high water this morning. In fact, Carl Limer is out there in Ocean View.
Yeah, plenty of water here on Pleasant Avenue in East Ocean View. The water has started to recede, though. We'll have more on that coming up.
Of more on your traffic situation as you head out on this Thursday morning. It's a slow go on Interstate 64 because of an accident near the base. Ashley is in next with details on how this is going to hold you up as you head out.
Love to hear Carl Eimer say the waters are receding. That is great news. Right now at the Hague, you can see the water up over the banks. It's not a real bad situation, but we do have some minor tidal flooding. I'll talk more about that, what you can expect with the tides and your general weather conditions on the Futurecast as we look ahead to your weekend.
But for now, let's get back to you guys.
All right, Ashley, thank you very much. Boy, a lot to watch this morning, huh?
Busy.
And we're not done. Still ahead on Daybreak.
Our crews are out and about checking out the morning's tidal flooding.
And so is that guy.
And yeah, you can see the roadways are covered. We're going to get a live report from 13 News reporter Carl Eimer. He is out in Ocean View.
Where's he going to go? Where's this guy going to go? He said, forget about it. I'm out of there. Welcome back, everybody. 646 all morning long. We've been showing you team coverage of the flooding we're waking up to. We've been on the air since 4 a.m.
13 News reporter Carl Eimer has been with us the whole time. He is in Ocean View, an area that's seen its fair share of flooding over the last 12 hours. And Carl, you're standing in front of a flooded street.
Hey, that's right, guys. You know, Pleasant Avenue, this has been a little bit of a problem area.
For now, let's get back to you guys.
Thank you, Ashley. Our coverage of today's flooding and, of course, those traffic problems continue here on 13 News Daybreak.
Yep, we also got another school delay. Dare County Schools, North Carolina. 2-hour delay?
Yes, 2 hours.
That's added to the list. We'll check our top stories as well. Coming up. 6:55, welcome back. Everyone new this morning, another fire in Accomack County. Latest one happened overnight. An unoccupied commercial building along Langford Highway in Melfa caught fire just after 12:30 this morning. State police say the fire appears to be another arson. No one was hurt. There have been more than 60 arsons in Accomack County unsolved since November.
Portsmouth police bring additional charges against a sailor accused of assaulting his infant child. Police have also charged his wife.
21-year-old Matthew Strawn is now charged with assaulting his infant child for a second time. Both Strawn and his wife, 20-year-old Allie Strawn, have been charged with felony child abuse. The child is in the custody of Child Protective Services. It's being treated at Portsmouth Naval Medical Center.
Watch out if you are in James City County. There is a bull out there running wild. Police tell us the bull escaped from a farm in the area. Police say the owner of the bull hired a professional to help find and corral the animal. If you see the bull, you're asked to call police.
No bulls on our 13 News Traffic Network cameras, but we do have a whole lot of cars out there. It's been a messy morning on the road.
It really has.
64 in particular.
Yeah, and it's still messy out there. If you take a look at your screens here, you're going to see this is a shot of 64, well, the 564 at the 64 interchange, where traffic is starting to move now, but it's still a slow go out there. An earlier accident had traffic backed all the way up to Military Highway. Hampton Boulevard is a good alternate route if you're headed towards the Naval Station Norfolk this morning, so just be careful out there.
It's funny you mentioned no bulls on the road. Truly, on Daybreak before, we've had horses on the road, and that did create issues.
At the HRBT.
Yeah, no problems this morning, though, due to animals. Right now, we do have the tide still up. Here's a 7-day forecast. We came through the high tide this morning about 9 to 10 inches below what we saw yesterday afternoon. That's good news that it is lower. The worst of the tidal flooding is behind us, but still, we have coastal flood warnings in effect through 7 a.m. tomorrow. Tide levels for the next few days will be above normal. We'll still see some minor tidal flooding, and levels could be back up close to what we saw this morning again tomorrow and maybe even Saturday. So we'll be watching breezy conditions, but not as bad as yesterday. Temperatures warming through the weekend. I'll have more updates throughout Good Morning America.
School delays crawling at the bottom of your screens.
And we're going to watch this water recede throughout the morning. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching us here on 13 News Daybreak.